In this lesson, we're going to look at drawing text. We're going to use the pie chart from the previous lesson. And at this point, that pie chart is basically a circle with pie slices drawn in different colors. So we want to add a title and a subtitle to that. I've added title and subtitle properties to our Shapes view and set their values. Here's the Shapes view class with those properties. Then we need to work with our onDraw method. And the first thing we need is to find out the size of the title and the subtitle so we can space them and place them appropriately. So we'll set our typeface to sans serif, and we'll add to our graphics helper a method called getStringRectangle, and that will get the rectangle for whatever string we put in, which in this case is the title, using the typeface that we pass in, and the typeface size, which in this case we're going to use 24 pixels. So let's take a look at getStringRectangle. It uses our now familiar paint object, and we set the typeface. And we set that typeface with the typeface we pass in, the font size, and a color, which I've just hard-coded to black in this case. And we create a bounds rectangle, and then we use the paint object to get the text bounds. And we pass in the string that we want the bounds on, and we can actually set the character indexes of the string, so we could actually substring it to just get the bounds of a substring. And we'll return that bounds rectangle. One note on the typeface. Android has 3 installed fonts. There's a sans serif mono, and a serif. And those are it. If you want a custom font, you have to provide it with your application with either an OTF, which is an open type font, or a TTF, which is a true type font. And you need to provide that within your assets. So we'll get rectangles for our title and our subtitle. So now we know the height. And our full title height is going to be the rectangle plus the subtitle height. Then we also want some padding. So I'm just going to use the subtitle height to pad above and below the titles and in between the title and the subtitle. So I'll add that to my title height. Then we'll paint the rectangle background white as we were before, and now we'll draw the title. And we first create a rectangle for the title object using the rectangle top, plus our pad, the right, and then the top, plus our pad, plus the actual title height. And then we call a graphics helper method called drawStringCenter. Let's go to that. We first set our typeface. We get the text bounds, and we do a little bit of math for the centering of it. And then we draw the text string based on the string and the coordinates for X and Y and the paint object. We do essentially the same process for the subtitle. We locate it with a rectangle, which spans all the way across our area, and then we draw string center. So let's see how we did. So you can see the pie chart now has a title, 24 point, and a subtitle with 20 point, and blue. So those were the typefaces that we set in. You can see I've got pad above, in between, and below. And the text is indeed centered in the rectangle for our pie chart. So that's how to draw some text. In our next lesson, we're going to take a look at how to respond to user interactions.